All right, y'all. Some more big news on the Madden 26 gameplay. Um, we're gonna be reacting to this guy's video. His channel is called Civil. He's gonna be giving us updates on the blog post. Um, there's some new news on the gameplay and changes that EA has made. The video is 17 minutes long. I don't want to make it too long. We're gonna just skip to bullet points, the most important points, and I'm gonna give my opinion over it.
A lot of information just came out about Madden 26. I want to talk about some of the biggest things here. I'm pulling some of these from this tweet, along with some that I've noticed as I've went through the Madden 26 gameplay deep dive blog. Now, in this bad boy, let's just jump into it, okay? First thing, this is at the very bottom of the entire blog. I don't know why it's so dang low, but take a look at this. The full route tree is available by default in passing hot routes. What this means is that they're taking what they did in college football and they're adding it into Madden 26.
Thank you. I've been asking for this, bro. This is a W from EA. Bringing this into Madden 26 is a W. Like, now you're gonna see people use variety of different teams. Especially if you play regs, you're gonna have more fun. You're gonna have more fun with regs if you play regs. So, yeah, this is a W from EA Sports. So it's not Chiefs versus Chiefs every gameplay, you know. So if you play regs, you're gonna see a variety of different teams. You're not gonna be Chiefs all the time. So now the QBs have Hot Route Master. So yeah, it doesn't. I thought I was like, why they give Mahomes was the only one with Hot Route Master in the game? You know, there's so many different ways you could have made Mahomes feel special and different from every other QB, you know. But just giving him only Hot Route, he's the only one in the game that had Hot Route Master. I didn't agree with it. So it forced people to use the Chiefs all the time. And I'm curious to see how this is going to be an Ultimate Team. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be Hot Route Master on Ultimate Team anymore. I don't since they're gonna make it like college. I don't think there's a need for Hot Route Master. So this is a W from EA Sports. I like this.
Where we no longer have to have Hot Route Master. I am a massive advocate of this. So notice here, we're on offense. We have Jared Goff, and I want to put Amon-Ra St. Brown on a...
Like I said, the video is 17 minutes long. I'm just going to skip through the bullet points. So...
Let's move on to a feature they call route commit. My understanding of route commit so far is essentially it's like shading, but on steroids. So let's just read what it says. In man coverage, leverage is of the utmost importance. The new route commit feature will reward you for learning your opponent's tendencies. Route commit is different from shading in that it's a high-risk guess with big rewards if you're correct.
Okay, route commit. Okay. This is a new feature they added to the game. To me, man coverage is already OP. If you know what you're doing, it's kind of OP. There's ways you can beat it, but now you have route commit. Okay, we'll see how this is. I mean, you already have shading in the game, EA. Why don't you just buff the shading, individual shading? Like, there are some times I know my opponent is about to do an out route, and I shade to the outside, and it's still wide open every single time. Like a speed out. You know someone's about to do a speed out, and you shade outside, it's still going to be open. So why don't you just fix that instead of just... I know they have to add like new features to the game to get people excited. I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to play. Because you can't... when EA says something, you can't really take their word for it. You have to go and test it yourself and see. So route commit, we'll see. I wonder how this is going to be. If I route commit to the outside and I shade inside, am I going to be able to have best of both worlds? We'll see how this plays.
So essentially,
hopefully it's not too OP. You know, now you have shading. I can probably shade my defense inside, and then I can route commit outside. You guys see what I'm saying? Hopefully it's not too OP and it's balanced and it works perfectly.
The idea of this is that if I'm running a bunch of corner routes, and you're running man coverage, if you route commit to the outside, you will, in theory, bag this 99% of the time. That is what route commit is. And if you are wrong, you should, in
Yep.
theory, get cooked 99% of
I
the
agree.
time.
I
Now,
agree. I agree. There's sometimes in the game I shade outside and they play the in route perfectly. I don't understand Madden. I don't understand man coverage feels so random. Sometimes I can shade inside and they'll play the out route perfectly. I don't know. I don't know. The only one that I know is consistent is shading down. Shading down, cover 2 man, shade down, put your controller down, and just let the AI do everything for you. That's the one that I know is consistent the most.
purely theory, I don't know how it's going to work. I am honestly skeptical about route commit being a high impact thing. I'm skeptical about route commit working correctly. I think there's a chance that it's overpowered. I also think there's a chance that it's really, really bad. The area that it matters, though, is what I just said, where when you route commit correctly on a player, he gets bagged. And when you are wrong, he gets absolutely
I just hope we can route commit to a point where we can stop zig routes, because zig routes are kind of OP. I'm not gonna lie, zig routes are OP. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays. We'll see.
wide open. Your defender gets absolutely cooked. That's how that should be. And it's going to be an individual adjustment. So it's going to be wire triangle, and then we're going to. It's actually, they actually. All
right, let's skip this. Let's go to the next point.
Not left, right, it's shade, and they tutorial, which is kind of crazy. Like the tutorials in the game, I feel like they added in 130 new tutorials, which is kind of crazy. Like the tutorials in the game, I feel like we're always.
All right, tutorials. We don't care about tutorials.
All this that's covered. The impact outcome on Twitter, superstar abilities, aka passive abilities. The impact outcomes will no longer have any built-in guarantees to them, which is another change that players have been requesting. So instead of guaranteed or nearly guaranteed outcomes, you'll instead see increased chances, close to 50% when the specific conditions of each ability are met. Here is a list.
Okay, so let's go back to what he just said. When the specific conditions of each abilities are met.
Chances, close to 50% when the specific conditions of each ability are met.
So what I'm getting from this, what he just said, is that I think they're trying to take the college approach, because college you have bronze, silver, you have gold, and then you have platinum. Bronze, like say you have bronze knockout. I don't know. I'm just speculating from what I just heard, what I just read. Say you have like bronze knockout. It's not going to be automatic all the time. Now, bronze is different from silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum is the best you could get in college. So I'm thinking they're trying to take the approach of college football with the abilities. I don't know. We'll see.
Here is a list of superstar abilities that have been changed, and it just gives a list of them. I'll be so real with you. I don't even know what this totally means, and I think so. The easy one is KOs. Okay, that's the easy one. That's the low hanging fruit of what this means. Of like, yes, KOs right now are very consistent. This is gonna remove remove that consistency. Okay, I think that's pretty obvious, or that's pretty easy to understand. Right now, they will always KO you in this certain situation, or for the most part, they will. For the most part. Now, it's like a 50-50 shot, I guess. That being said,
I don't want to have platinum knockout, and it doesn't work. It defeats the whole purpose. So we'll see how they tweak it. We'll see how they tweak it this year. I think EA sees that a lot of people weren't fucking with Madden 25, so now they're trying to make it more fun. Now they're trying to give all the QBs Hot Route Master, and it's because more people are playing college. To be honest, more people are playing college. So,
threat elite.
All right, let's skip this.
That guarantee. What's defensive back? He's gonna. I don't. Some of the automatic, right? He's because St. Brown at the time. I don't know. It's some not built-in guarantee. What that guarantee? I don't care. It's just I don't know. I don't totally get it. I really don't. All right, here's a dope one. We now have what's called the untarget defender blocking mechanic. Okay, this, in my opinion, is going to be very, very interesting. I think that's the situation that I think this is so relevant is is on defense when you're in, or I'm sorry, on offense where you're going up against one of those overload blitzes. So something like double mug, something like 3-4 odd. A lot of times what people try to do is manipulate the offensive line. To show a little bit of an example of this, we're going to go on defense right here, and then on offense, we'll just go into something like this. Why not? And what they'll try to do is they'll try to be on the safety and like try to manipulate the offensive line, pretend like they're blitzing, okay? The reason this is so good in the game is because the offensive line has to respect you as a potential blitzer, right? Has to respect Kirby Joseph in this case as a potential blitzer, leaving someone else to come free, and then my user bails into coverage. If you use the on-target defender feature, in theory, this should say, hey, Kirby Joseph, don't worry about him. Block everybody else on the line.
Okay, so this new feature, it will be able to pick up more blitzes. Okay, this is a good feature. I like that. I like the idiots that like to run double mug. What's the other one? 4-6 even, 4-6-6-1 even. They like to abuse those cover zero blitzes. So now you can pick it up and just, okay, you can tell your offensive line to ignore the user, because the user is going to stand in the gap to try to glitch out your offensive line. So this is a good feature.
Now, what does that leave open? Well, it leaves open the potential for a user rush from Kirby Joseph. Well, if they do that, then think about how many they're blitzing to user rush, right? You should be able to make a hot read, right? You have to attack. That is a strategy they could do on defense. That's football. Like, that's fine. For them to do this and user rush, they're either sending everybody, and that means you just have to identify the open guy and hit, make a quick read, which there should be an open guy if you're calling good plays.
I ain't gonna lie. Madden 26 looks like it's gonna be more fun than Madden 25. But I know how EA Sports, EA BS, Madden BS is always still going to be in the game, bro. But I will say they're taking more of the fun approach. They're taking more of the fun approach to the game.
Now a halfback or go 5 wide rather to help with alignment issues, or to cause alignment issues. Or the other thing is that they could imagine this, and I'm curious what happens in this situation. Let's do this. And imagine they untarget defender on Kirby Joseph. They say, don't block him. But now I zone out everybody and I user rush. I hope the offensive line does a good job of blocking in this situation and picking up that untarget defender. Because what I'm worried about is that they snap it and we have untarget defender on, and I just come totally free because we have we have untarget defender on that guy, and that would be a counter to.
All right, let's skip this. Let's move it along. The video is pretty long, 17 minutes.
Because it could be really a lot of times cover zero. This will be a great counter. A small one, but one I think is worth mentioning because it could be really cool for regs or for MUT. We've removed certain restrictions on depth charts so that you can have Travis Hunter starting at both wide receiver and cornerback if you choose, along with any other wide receiver.
That's already in the game, so I don't even know why they're even. This is already in the game.
Or cornerback. So
you can play Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. I don't know why they even put in this, but I think this year now they're gonna put more wear and tear on the player. So you can't just play Tyreek Hill at cornerback the whole game. I think his wear and tear is going to go up. And also, hopefully, they tweak the way the wear and tear worked from last year. Because college, the wear and tear was stupid. You get hit one time and you're red. Your player is red for the whole game. I don't agree with that. It's like, if I take him out for a couple plays, and then I bring him back in, he should be fresh, 3 plays. Okay, if it says risk of injury severe, I should be able to take him out 3 plays or 4 plays and then come back, and then his wear and tear is improved. But for him to be cooked the whole game, I don't agree with that. So hopefully they tweak that and they fix that. So yeah,
this could be cool because someone like will throw who would be like an absolute kind of dog in the game in this situation. Someone like Tyreek Hill, right? We'll just use him as an example. Or Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams at 99 speed, being 6'2", could actually be a pretty good deep zone corner for you. And so if you're in franchise or regs or MUT, and the situation arises, right? We have just an absolute stud of an athlete. You can play them both ways now, which I think is cool. This was a tactic that was used in College Football 25 a lot last year, actually, with Isaiah Bond.
It's in Madden 25 as well, so I don't even know why EA is even trying to promote this, unless they make it more realistic with the wear and tear. You know, you can't just be playing both sides of offense and defense, bro. You're going to increase your risk of injury. That makes more sense. So hopefully they fix that.
Game though, maybe not. And then they killed it with the update in the middle of last year, and I think they're going to kill it again this year just from my time playing the game. We'll have nearly 1,000 new plays for the launch of Madden NFL 26, which is twice the amount of new plays we added in Madden 26. Our focus for playbooks in 26 is on the following: motion with shifts, stunts and twists, exotic defensive pressure, and new coach adjustments. We've seen they've added in some double motion stuff. They've added in stuff that's usable. And we can now assume in good faith that they've added more of this, because last year they added in a lot of good stuff that was just brand new, that was objectively good. And so I have faith that this year...
Bro, I think those stunts and twists are going to be... Someone's going to find some glitch out of that shit. I just know. Someone's going to find some glitch out of that shit. I know they're going to... Someone will find it.
They've done touch on calls as well. Exotic, yeah. We've also seen exotic blitz pressures. Yeah, a lot of new blitzes, simulated pressures. Yada, 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 yada. You get the idea. They've revamped them again, which I'm a big fan of. Moving on from that, your safeties can now play deep, 25 yards off the line, 32 yards off the line, 5 yards off the line, or close, 8 yards off the line. This is a big deal.
Okay.
With this, you are now not needing to go into the very meta like double safety go, where they get their safeties into the box and then audible. You can actually just, in your coach adjustment, set this. Or you can...
Okay, so now you can, in your coach adjustments, you can now set what depth and width you want your safeties to play. So if you want your safeties to play closer to the sidelines, you can do that. If you want your safeties to start in the box to help against the run, you can do that now. That's a good... Hey, if anything is added to defense, I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. So now you can have your safety start to play closer to the line of scrimmage. If you got someone that's spamming runs, but you have to be careful with the deep pass. You have to be very careful with your adjustments with the deep pass. Yeah, you can start with your safeties pinched in. I like this.
You set them to play deeper if you want to. I think the absolute meta is going to be either tight or close, where you get those safeties down near the line of scrimmage. And unless they kind of buff play action to where, especially like cover 4 inside quarters, bite for a moment, that's going to be the absolute meta very early on in the game. I'm a huge fan of it, though, because it makes more defenses usable. Instead of everyone having to do it from dime 3-2, you can now do this from anything in the pre-play call.
That's good. That's good.
So, you probably know this is here. Wear and tear came from College Football 26. Essentially, it's just going to make your player take damage throughout the game. If you're someone who's spamming quarterback runs, spamming the run game, something like that, you can take some hits. And you will feel it in your players' ratings to a point where if you take too many and it gets too bad, your player's going to have some pretty bad rating penalties. Don't want that, obviously.
Okay, I like that.
How this plays out is entirely just how...
This is good to nerf the people that just like to spam runs. Wear and tear. I like this. Good addition to the game. WEA Sports. W.
Tuned. I don't even want to talk about or kind of speculate on it, because this is one of those things with wear and tear. Tuning changes everything, right? If it's tuned to where wear and tear has no impact, who cares? If it's tuned to the point where wear and tear is like happening on the first play of the game, and your quarterback's out for the game because of one hit that he takes on play one, maybe a little extreme, right? It's all about tuning with this. I think it could be a cool addition. Just needs to get tuned. I don't know if I love this being an ultimate team, because this does kind of force you to have good backups, which if you're somebody who...
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's going to be an ultimate team too. Hey, if you play Regs this year, this is going to be a good year for Regs. I'm probably going to be playing Regs. I'll be honest. I'm going to play both Ultimate Team and Regs, because now I can use any team I want. Because Mahomes is not the only one with Hot Route Master. So I can use the teams that I want, you know? It makes it more of a variety for you to be more flexible and use a bunch of teams. But then the knockouts and all that stuff, we'll see how the defense plays. We'll see.
They added in a gadget.
That's one thing I liked about college. I could use any team, and all the QBs they're not restricted to the routes you could put on the field.
think Taysom Hill or Debo Samuel. They added in nose tackles, added in Sam, Mike, Will, linebacker. We don't need another small note here is that they say we now have the ability to tune gameplay without the need for a client update. This will allow us to be more agile and respond to gameplay feedback faster. Gameplay tuning primarily deals with any type of success chance, reaction time, timing windows, etc. that can be safely modified during the season. If you don't know right now, the process of them updating the game is a patch. These patches are very labor intensive on EA's side. They have to go through like a bunch of checks, not only from EA, but also from Microsoft and Sony. So sometimes when there's like a long period where there's not a patch, sometimes like a patch or an update can actually get rejected, or they have to pass like certain things, and it can just be a pain for EA to handle. This gives me a lot of hope that different bugs, especially like major bugs that we see, like a few years back, we had like a flashing Dickerson, where whenever someone played against Dickerson, the screen just flashed. Something like that. Or a pump fake glitch from a few years ago that died.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Zone custom. If you guys want to get better at the game, you know where to go. Civil.gg, link top of the description. Over 2,000 active members right now. Good place to be if you want to get better at John Madden football. That being said, see you guys all.
Alright, y'all, that's it, man. I just wanted to see this video, see what they're talking about. Madden 26, it's going to be better than Madden 25. I'll say that. Madden 25 is just boring. The player movement sucks. Boom tech sucks. The meta, brain dead. I could go on and on and on. Madden 24 was bad, but it wasn't boring. That's the difference between Madden 24 and Madden 25. Madden 25 is boring. The gameplay, like, you know, in Madden 24, you could juke the whole team. Yes, it was unrealistic, but the problem was the pursuit angles. It wasn't the juke moves. It was the pursuit angles. Madden 25, they just nerfed everything, and now the game is boring. It just makes it boring. You can't, like, have clips, you know. We'll see. Now they improved the player movement for the next year for Madden 26. Hopefully I'm having fun with it, bro, because I want to stream. I want to make content for y'all. I want to stream the game. I want to stream the game, play it, and make content with Regs and Ultimate Team. But I cannot with Madden 25. I just can't, bro. I cannot make fun content with Madden 25. It's just fucking boring.